Goalkeepers, nervous strikers, they'll deliver. Crowd roars erupted, you can feel the quake. 80,000 voices.
Hello there, Nigerian football fans and football fans everywhere. We all know Nwaneri has been on phenomenal form for Arsenal. His goals, his assists, his all-around creativity have been something to behold, and even makes us wonder how can he be this good and be still this young, 17 years old. So, and we had this issue of which country is he going to play for. Obviously, for me, he should play for only one team in the world. That's the international team, and that should be the Nigerian Super Eagles. That is the team I want Nwaneri to play for. Now, there have been different conversations, different debates, from different content creators, different journalists, pundits, and all that. Now, for me, I feel the Nigerian Super Eagles is the place he should be, he needs to be. The Nigerian Football Federation should do their utmost to get him to play for the Nigerian Super Eagles. Like I've always said on this channel, every good thing always has competition. There's always competition. For the best players in the world in club football, competition. Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester United, all going for one player, striving to get the signature of that player. When it comes to international football, in most cases, the player just has mono nationality, just have one nationality, and then is settled, bam, plays for England, bam, he plays for Nigeria, plays for Italy, whatever the case may be. But ever so often, you see the situation where an individual could have dual nationalities. Right now, Nwaneri falls into that category. He has dual nationalities, just like your Bukayo Saka, who's chosen to play for England, fair dues to him. You had your Dele Alli, similarly, just to play for England, not as successful as Bukayo Saka. So there have been different opinions. Now, some of the opinions have been that Nwaneri, oh, why should he play for Nigeria? And surprisingly, this doesn't even come from English football fans or pundits or journalists. It comes from some Nigerian football fans as well that just makes me scratch my head sometimes. So why should you play for Nigeria? If I had a child, I would want him to play for Nigeria. Are you okay? Really? And then when he gets to the tournament, you begin to complain and whine and cry about poor results, but you don't want top players to play for Nigeria. Now, one thing I always say is for Nigeria to be good, Nigerians have to make it good. You don't expect England, you don't expect Spain, you don't expect the US, you don't expect any other country to make your country good. Now, if they join you on your path to greatness, if they've identified you as heading on that path to greatness, and they join you and they try to support you whilst you're growing by yourself, then fine. But don't ever expect them to be the ones to lead your growth, and they shouldn't be. Same thing in football. Don't ever expect an English pundit, English media, Spanish media, whatever, to be the ones to prop up your team, to be the ones to, to say positive things about your team. You have to do it. If they join along, that's fine, that's beautiful. But for me, Nwaneri, I don't see why people don't want him to play for Nigeria. Some people say, oh, the way the Nigerian national team is set up is not organized, whatever. Listen to me. It doesn't matter. He comes, he plays, Nigeria wins games, he goes. NFF has to improve, and there's no football association in the world that is perfect. There's no football association in the world that's perfect. Now, there's something people need to understand, because sometimes people speak out of ignorance. There are two types of ignorance. You have ignorance where individuals want to learn because they don't know, and you have ignorance where people are sort of boisterous, they puff their chest out and bleat out their ignorance. So the fact that a player switches his nationality for purposes of football doesn't mean he loses his other nationality or his right to live in whichever country that he lives in. So if Nwaneri, for instance, decides that, look, Nigerian Super Eagles, I want to be like Austin JJ Okocha, I want to be like Victor Osimhen, I want to be like Shigo Degbami, definitely wasn't born when the great Shigo Degbami was playing football. But maybe he heard the stories and say, I want to be like these guys. I admire Peter Rufai, I admire Austin JJ Okocha, I admire Sunday Olise, I admire Mikel Obi. I want to be like these players. I want to represent Nigeria. I've seen what Ademola Lookman has done. He's represented Nigeria, and his career just, has just keep, it has just been an upward trajectory. Unlike what people have said, if you play for Nigeria, you're not going to amount to much. But Ademola Lookman has shown that that sort of notion is false. So I want to follow in his footsteps and play for Nigerian Super Eagles. If he does that, he doesn't lose his citizenship as his English citizenship. He's still an English citizen. He can still live in England. So people need to get that in their head. This is just for switching of nationality is just for the purposes of football. You play for the country you represent, and that's it. You don't have to decide that you want to live in England. If on switching of nationality, Ethan Nwaneri decides that okay, now I want to live in Nigeria. Fair dues. Fair dues. But switching off nationality for allegiance for purposes of football doesn't alter your nationality, doesn't alter the citizenship rights you have. Now, the only way that would have changed would have been if FIFA, for instance, had taken up Mourinho's suggestion that players will play for their country of origin, because that then makes things a bit confusing. How do you then determine country of origin? Is it the country you were born and have certificate citizenship for? It just makes things confusing and muddles up the waters, conflates issues. So that wouldn't really fly. But right now, you've seen Diego Costa play for Brazil and then switched over and play for Spain. You've seen Jack Grealish played for Ireland, switched over and played for England. You've seen Declan Rice played for Ireland, was jubilating when goals were scored, and ended up playing for England. So this issue of, oh, I wouldn't want him to play for Nigeria, what are you talking about? Now, it's one thing if you somehow become a fan of the English national team and you root for the English national team. That's fine. You can definitely it's fine for you to want the best player then to play for England. But if you are still a fan of the Nigerian Super Eagles and you watch them in the AFCON and you want them to perform well in the AFCON, and you get upset and you miss meals for multiple days when they lose games, and yet you don't want the best players playing for England, playing for the Nigerian Super Eagles, then I question what's going on between your ears. But for me, Ethan Nwaneri should play for Nigerian Super Eagles. I think the NFF should do their utmost to get to convince him to play. You know, some people would say why would he choose England over Nigeria? That's silly talk, in my opinion. That's silly talk. I keep asking people now, is the Moroccan economy better than English economy? I don't think so. Is the Egyptian economy better than German economy? I don't think so. Is the Algerian economy better than the French economy? I don't think so. But these national football federations are able to convince players who have Algerian, Moroccan, Egyptian heritage and citizenship and are eligible to represent the country to play for them. So why is it that anytime it comes to Nigeria, people just leave their arms up, say, oh, the European country is going to get this player. Oh, don't worry. Why that defeatist mentality? Why? I don't quite get it. Separate issues. Yes, Nigeria is not perfect. It has to get better. But that doesn't mean each time there's an opportunity for a top level player to play for Nigeria, people, not even outsiders per se, people who are Nigerians start to, drop silly takes, in my opinion. Now, for me, Ethan Nwaneri, this is a message for you. You should play for Nigerian Super Eagles because that is where you should play. Because one thing I'll tell you, Tammy Abraham was in the same position as you are. He chose to play for England. How did he go? How did he go? I'm not saying anything more. He chose to play for England. How did he go? Tomori, this one was even stranger. He chose to play for England. He could have played for Canada or Nigeria or England. He chose to play for England. Fair dues, no issues. But remember, he was on good form for AC Milan. It was an excellent form for AC Milan. Helped them win the Scudetto. Maguire was having the worst form of his life. But when it came to who would take up that centre-back spot, Gareth Southgate, for whatever reason, went with Maguire. I don't know whatever the reasons are, but that's just what it is. So you have this opportunity to play for the Nigerian Super Eagles because We all see you as a top class player, and you would win a lot of things with Arsenal. Your career will just keep on rising. Hopefully, you finish second when Chelsea just keeps winning the league title. But end of the day, if it happens that you go to a foreign league, would the English national team still look at you as something? And also, this is your opportunity to walk the path that of glory that other people have walked, the likes of your Finidi George, Champions League winner, Eredivisie winner, African Cup of Nations winner, helped Nigeria get to the World Cup, Wankwo Kanu, Premier League winner, Olympics winner, Olympic gold medalist, Eredivisie winner, Premier League winner, Champions League winner. So you see, this is a path of glory that you can walk on, Mr. Ethan Nwaneri. So I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are on this topic, on this subject matter. I'm in mind clear. He should play for Nigeria. Do you think he should play for Nigeria? Or are you one of those that say, oh, I think he should play for some other country? Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on this topic in the comment section. I just might have come to the end of this video. I'd like to say, do have a splendid rest of your day. So stay well and stay blessed.